Hi, it's Mary Alice back with you with video 3, the last one, regarding self-image. I'm going to adjust this just a little bit. Hold on. Okay, hope that's better. Sorry. And I want to talk about, the other two was the foundation I gave you for self, about ourself and all the collection of experiences we've had, and I'm talking about from 0 to 7 years old. Experiences, the people around us, things we were told to believe, how to believe, what to believe, when to believe. If you don't, you're in trouble. Depending on your household, you know, your parenting, the parenting that you had, the attachments you had with your parents, all these things. There's so many things that create a self. Our personality, the way we were wired when we came into the world, all the things that we experience, good, bad, otherwise, including trauma, which creates a sense of self. Because if you go back and listen, you heard me say, especially when difficult times happen or outright abuse, our little minds are going to have to figure out something, right? So we make up stories to the best of our ability. And then usually there's something wrong with me. I'm not lovable. I'm not good enough. I must not be smart enough. I'm not pretty. All the things, all those not enough things, shame-based statements that get embedded within us. Because children only really know who they are by how they are treated. We don't come into the world thinking, I'm in this family, and oh, they love me, and I love my family, and we're going to trust one another. That's not how it works. We come into the world learning who we are and how we fit into this tribe called family, you know, and we learn who we are by how we are treated. So depending on your experiences, good, bad, or otherwise, you're going to develop a sense of self. And with the self will come the image, your self-image. And an image is a snapshot. It's a picture. So we are in a compilation of the pictures, the snapshots we take of ourselves, and our emotional snapshots at any given time when we're young that gets embedded within us. Again, good, bad, or otherwise, right? And for many people that I've come in contact with, and I know in my own life, we have this image of self that we're just not good enough. We're not smart enough. We might struggle. Maybe you struggled with a learning disability like I did, and it makes you feel really dumb, and you have an image of yourself, and I'm just not smart enough. I'm the dumb one in the class, you know? It's not something that is automatic. It's something you experience, and so you develop this story about yourself, this image. And I talked also about people making up an image for themselves. They don't even know how to connect with themselves, so they create an image in order to be seen or recognized or feel like they have some validity in the world. So they'll make up an image, maybe something really outlandish, maybe something crazy, maybe extreme even. They change their looks over and over and over again, or they change jobs or careers over and over and over again because they're looking on the outside to be validated. They're looking for the external to validate them and to help them figure out who they are. What is this image? What is their self? The difficulty with that is when we make up an image of ourselves, it crumbles because it's not authentic. It's not really who we are. We're not connected to our true essence, our soul. And we are of spiritual DNA. We just are. I'm not going to argue with that. We just are. We cannot not be. And it's okay if you don't believe it. That's your journey. But I say that because our self, we talk about like personal growth and development. So self-growth and development, okay? Why do we get to that point where we feel like, gosh, I need to improve this. I need to do better here. I need to have a better outlook on myself and learn to love just being me, just being me. Warts and all, knowing that everybody is in the same boat pretty much, trying to do their best, learning to be their best in any kind of situation. Everybody's on their journey. But when we look to ourselves, and maybe you've had times of self-reflection, maybe you've written things and journaled, and you are so in touch with yourself. And this is something that I really, really want to help people understand, that we do need time for self-reflection. We do need to understand some of the difficult things we've experienced in life. And that could even be, you know, some people just get into this. I was talking to somebody today about this, the same type of relationship, toxic relationship. They get involved with the same kind of toxic personality, different face, but the same outcome. But why is that? Why do we do that? For example, I mean, that's just one example. Because of these old patterns, all the old belief systems within us, they become unconsciously competent. Now, what do I mean by that? I'll start from the beginning. We have two minds, the unconscious / subconscious, and then the conscious mind. So if I say the term unconscious incompetence, what that means is you don't know what you don't know. It's not even in your periphery. It's one of those moments when you might read something or someone will share something, you go, oh my gosh, I never knew that. Right, you never knew that. So it's just, you didn't know. You don't know what you don't know. Then we have conscious incompetence. That's where we do know, we do have the information, but it just sits there. We're not doing anything with it. And then there's the conscious competence, where we do know, we love it, we're going to change, we're going to do what it takes, we're going to pick a scenario. I am going to learn the piano, and I'm going to study it, and I'm going to practice, and I'm going to do what it takes. And you work at it, maybe guitar, maybe art, maybe accounting, it doesn't matter what, but you have the information and you are going to do something with it. In fact, you do it so well, you can do it in your sleep, and that's called unconscious competence. And those are all our behaviors and habits that are just there, automatic within us. Now, we all have really good unconscious competence, right? We all have things we're really good at, whether it's a talent or an ability, or even our everyday habits of getting up, showering, brushing our teeth, going for a walk or exercise. We study, maybe meditate. We have grown into these conscious, competent habits, and that's really good. The difficulty is in the unconscious competence is that we are so good in some of the bad things. We are so good at not liking ourselves. We are so good at believing that, oh, I just can't do that. I'm just not good enough. I am not smart enough. Now here's a story, quick one. Back in the day, I was raising 4 children. I was working part-time and volunteering, and I was also in therapy. And it was made known to me through therapy and through this discussion that I was intelligent, And had I thought about going back to school? And I'm like, that was like, are you kidding me? Are you, I mean, when I heard that coming at me, I'm like, there's no way. I am not a smart person. If you only knew how much I struggled in school, you have no idea. But through a lot of discussion and encouragement, I thought, okay, what the heck? I'll go to my local college and start to pick up some more classes where I left off. Thinking all the while, I'll prove him wrong. He's crazy. I'll show him. Well, I started taking these classes, and I'm like, this is awesome. I love this. I love this stuff. I love what I'm learning. What happened was, as a grown adult, I was proving to myself, this is good stuff, and you are smart enough. But my old thinking as a child, still embedded in me, is you're dumb, you can't do this, you can't read well, blah, 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 blah. But when we actually are able to do some self-reflection and start towards something that we think we can do or be interested in, challenge ourselves, that's where the surprise comes. It's conscious awareness that you've been stuck, or I've been stuck in this thought pattern, this unconscious competence that was negative toward me. I was so good at thinking I can't do it. Long story short, over the time I graduated summa cum laude. And even then, and this is in psychology, and even then, and criminology and profiling. Anyway, even then, the people around me were like, they're celebrating, they're excited. And I had this hesitancy because I felt like I was a fraud. Like someone's going to knock on my door and go, give us that diploma back. You fooled us. That was still swimming in me. I was so unconsciously competent at thinking how dumb I was, or I was going to fool people. It took me a while to absorb the fact that I did the work. I studied hard. I worked my tail off. I wrote tons of papers. I did tons of research. I did it. I accomplished that. It took me a while to understand that because it felt uncomfortable. So sometimes when we want to overcome our old self-image, these old snapshots of who we think we are, and start delving into the new snapshots we want to take of ourselves, the new image, it can feel uncomfortable. But that's just like the elastic pulling us back. And when we take the action to become consciously competent in certain areas of our life, it's like taking scissors and snapping that elastic that pulls us back. It's taking the steps to do it. We can create new images of ourselves. Not always easy. I understand. I know that. So let's say for conscious incompetence, many people know beyond a shadow of a doubt, we need to eat more healthy. We need to eat organically. We need to eat more vegetables. We need to get the fruits in us. We need to avoid sugar at all costs and processed foods. That's where the killer is. Most diseases come from the foods we eat and the environment we live in. Food, stress, chemicals in our homes, the combination of that makes us sick. And there are things we can do about it. So experts are saying, look, if you avoid this and do this, you're less likely to get disease. You'll be more healthy. You'll have more energy. Go for a walk every day. If you don't get to the gym, just go for a walk. Just do a couple sit-ups. Keep some weights in your house and, lift some weights when you going from room to room. It doesn't have to be this obsessive thing of going to the gym unless you want to work out, you want to build that muscle, you want to do the fine, go for it, perfect. But see, we know this stuff, right? We know this is what we need to do, but we're not doing it. We'll make excuses. We get that elastic pulls us back. Well, that would be too hard to change, and my family will get upset, or I just don't have it in me, and I need, because we eat emotionally. A lot of us eat emotionally. I know I've had to work on that in my life. I didn't drink, I didn't smoke, I never did drugs, but food would be my emotional support system. My emotional support dog was my food. You know, the comfort foods we rely on. And I've had to dial way back on that over the years. But it's knowing it and then doing it. And that's where the competence comes in. It becomes a habit. It just becomes a habit. It just becomes a habit. So now every morning someone might wake up and they make their green smoothie and they love it. They feel really weird if they don't have it. And they feel really weird if they don't have, you know, what they plan for their meal at lunchtime. Because they know what's healthy for their body and their system, and they know what kind of workout they need to do, or walk or jog or whatever it might be, swim, bicycle, whatever. Getting our bodies moving is one of the most healthy things we can do. Because when we're in a state of mind that's suppressed, depressed, low energy, and we have all these negative thoughts about ourselves and the world, and we just want to sit on the couch or stay in bed, that's the worst thing you can do, right? We know that. If we can just get up, put on some music and move around, get that energy moving, because you're not only moving your body, you're moving that negative energy out of you. And before you know it, you're thinking of other things. It's a good thing. It's all connected. It's all connected. When we look at it and we connect the dots. So when we feel stuck in something, when we feel like, why do I keep doing this? It's so frustrating. Or why do I keep getting in that wrong kind of toxic relationship, or work at the jobs I hate? Why do I keep being drawn to that? It's understanding that there is a negative unconscious competence within you. You're drawn to that for a reason. Maybe you need to figure it out. Maybe getting some counseling or therapy will help you out. And I hope to God you know it's not a stigma. It never should have been, but it was a long time ago. Now people brag, well, I'm seeing my therapist. You know? It's good to get help. It's good to get support. It's good to kind of understand ourselves better, that some people can help us see ourselves in an objective way, because we're so subjective to it. We have our thoughts and opinions. We have our image of ourselves, right? We have this self-image or images. Have you seen that collage of it's so cool. It's pictures that creates a picture, okay? So it's like all these different scenes of maybe the same person, and then it's computerized, so all these pictures create the face of the person. Have you seen that? It's really, really cool. And that's kind of us. We have all these images that create ourself. And sometimes we need to look close at some of those images that we have and swap them out. So how do we do that? Well, a couple ways that I have heard from experts. One is actually Joe Dispenza, who's remarkable. You might want to listen to him too, because he talks about, he's studied this for forever, of when we want to move forward in life, when we want to make a change, it's not just writing about it or wishing for it or praying about it or, hoping. It's actually visualizing yourself already having it or already being it and feeling it and spending time in that space in your mind and in your feelings, that you've accomplished that, you did that, or you are that, or you have that, you acquired that. What does that feel like? It's spending time and space thinking and feeling those thoughts. And that gives us a head start for change. Because when we do that, our brain starts to get wired going, oh, they wanted that. That's what they want. Okay, well, let's try and make that happen. And that's when opportunities may appear for you that you might not have ever seen before because you were stuck in your unconscious competence in the negative way. Pardon me. I'm trusting this is making sense to you. Because sometimes we need to understand ourselves better, not live in the default mode, but have time of self-reflection, not self-judgment, not self-condemnation. We're really good at that. We got to throw that out the window. But it's observing ourselves, and it's having a self-reflection and understanding, how can I do better? I have a feeling I'm really unconsciously competent in doing that, and I would rather be very consciously competent in doing it differently. I'm so sorry. I have a tickle in my throat. We can swap out some of the images we have of ourselves if we desire to. It's not always easy, but when we have that conscious awareness, when things come up for us and we stop looking on the outside and blaming and go, oh, I'm a part of this. What drew me to this situation? What drew me into this drama? Or what drew me being in this relationship that's completely not good? And we can ask ourselves questions like that, and we can begin to desire different and to see and feel ourselves in a different way, and then move toward that, whatever that looks like. Again, could just be reading a few books. It could be talking to a counselor or a coach or a therapist. Sometimes we need an objective view that we can't, because we're in the, you can't see the forest for the trees. And sometimes we know we need a different outlook. We need to change, but we're not sure how to do it. And that's why some people can help us that way. Sometimes, like I said, just reading a book. But when we're aware of it, it's for a reason. Because our inner self, our true self, our authentic self, our soul, our guidance system is leading us to us, leading us for a better us. I hope that makes sense to you. Because as humans, we just go through a lot of stuff, and we're human beings, and we develop certain psychological aspects toward it, or emotional reactions toward things called triggers. And I did a whole thing on that. But the thing is we can be a little more open and be a little more compassionate toward others and ourselves, and go, okay, I get this now. Because what we don't see, what we're blind to, that unconscious incompetent, what we don't know that we don't know, sometimes that's not a great thing. Sometimes we need to know. And so life will have a way of giving us hints, and we bump up against life in certain ways where it hurts, or we feel betrayed, or we feel lost, or we feel, something might have happened. It could have been, again, like a bad relationship, and it just kind of like takes us off guard. And we need to look at that. And that's life saying, hello, I'm here. I want to help you. But many times, because people choose to want to just live by default, they won't change. And they'll always be, then forevermore, they'll be in these kind of situations. And they'll always play the victim, or be the victim, or be the bully, because they're so self-defensive. And the only image they have is they have to be harsh and mean and put people down, because falsely believing, it builds them up. It makes them look better or feel better, to put someone in their place, make them feel bad. Well, that's dysfunctional. We all know that. It's because they haven't learned to love themselves and have compassion on themselves. So they're hard on everybody else. We can change the snapshot we can change that mosaic of the collective snapshots that creates our self and our self-image. And I just wanted to let you know that. Because you can. And I'm always here to help. It's what I do. It's what I've been doing for about 30 years. And being a mentor and a type of life coach, which I'm not crazy about that term, but that's what they use. But also being an intuitive, having psychic abilities, helping people in certain aspects of their life the best that I can. And I'll tell you when I don't know something or I don't have the answer, because the answer really lies within you, and that's what I help you with. So I wanted to share that with you. And you can always get in touch with me at info.maryalice, so info dot my name, MARYALICE, 22 at gmail.com. Ask a question, leave a comment, but leave a comment below too and let me know if this was helpful and you understand. And if you have any questions, let me know. That's why I'm here. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. And you know why? Because I'm telling you, if I told you once, I'm telling you 1,000 times, you are amazing. You are an amazing human being. You are. And you're a miracle on this planet. There's only one of you, and you're a miracle on this planet. And you truly matter. You truly matter. Thank you for listening. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.